Hello and welcome to STAT 261. This is a course navigation video, and I'm going to go through how to navigate our Canvas site. And I'm also going to give you 4 code words throughout the video that you will need to write down, as they will be answers on a couple of the questions on the course overview course navigation quiz. Over here on the left is the left-hand navigation menu in Canvas. We are on the home page right now. This is our home page. Here is a link to instructor contact information. Click on that link if you need to find out my office phone or email address. Here's a link to online essentials. This is basic Miami information that you might find helpful. Here's a link to the Getting Started page, which is also the same as this link over here on the left for the syllabus page. So you should start out by reading through the syllabus page link. Read all the way through, all the way to the end of this page. There's also linked in here an actual syllabus document, so you will want to review that also. Read that completely through. Read this all the way to the bottom. At the bottom of the syllabus page, you will see a listing of all of the assignments we have due this term and their due date next to them. Another thing in the left-hand menu I want to point out is the Announcements tab. Currently, right now, there's no announcements to show. I actually just made an announcement earlier this morning, but I have it delayed to come out a little bit later. But you need to click on the Announcements tab. All of the announcements will be sent to you in email form if you have set your preferences in Canvas to receive emails when there's an announcement made. And I strongly urge you to set your preferences in Canvas to receive emails when an instructor makes an announcement in their course. Underneath announcements, but even if you don't have that set, you should periodically check the Announcements tab. I will be posting weekly announcements in there that contain very important information. So this is a tab that you should regularly check. Underneath that, we have a Modules tab. And I want to point out a couple of things. The top module in the Modules tab is called a My Stat Lab module. In here, we have links to things that we will use in this course. We have a StatCrunch link. When you click on that, it will ask you to open this in a new window. You click on that link and then click on Data Sets from your textbook. And this is StatCrunch, which will be a statistical program that we will use very frequently in this class. I instruct on the use of StatCrunch in the lecture videos. Also, I do want to point out that if you skip learning how to use StatCrunch, then you are going to make this class about 10 times harder than you need to. You will take double, triple, quadruple the time on homework assignments that you would be taking if you would be using StatCrunch. So definitely you will want to learn how to use StatCrunch. Also in that top module, you will have a link to the e-textbook. Again, it will say load in a new window. And it looks like this. And if you want to skip to a specific page, you can just go up here to page, type in the page number you want to skip to, and hit enter, and it'll skip directly to that page. You can also click on this to have a double page view. So that is the ebook. Another thing that you will use frequently is the homework quizzes and tests link. All of the My Stat Lab assignments, which I abbreviate with MSL, can be found in this homework quizzes and tests link. Again, it will ask you to open it in a new window. And when this comes up here at the top, I suggest you click on Show All. The default that comes up is just showing the quizzes and tests. You can also click on Homework, but you can also click on Show All, and that will have a listing of all of the current homework and quizzes, and there'll be a little link next to that that you can click on to open those assignments. So again, those are some of the important links in this first module called the My Stat Lab module. I do want to give you your first code word. Code word number 1 is happy. Happy, Happy. Happy is code word number 1. In the Getting Started tab and in my opening announcement to the class, the second thing I talked about doing was going to the Getting Started module, module 0. Underneath that, you will see there is a course overview quiz and an introduction discussion. There's also a general discussion of statistics homework questions. This is a discussion that I post to. If several people have the same question on a homework problem, then I will post my answer to that question in this general discussion of statistics homework questions for everyone to see. So you might want to periodically look here for if you're having having a question on a homework problem to see if I posted an answer or a tip about that homework problem here. You should not be posting questions here. I do not check this frequently. If you have a question, you should email me your question. Do not post questions here. This is only for statistics homework, and it's only for me to give help on problems. But every module has a module page. This is module 0's page, and you should read through this. This is where the course navigation video is. This is also where a WebEx demonstration video is. WebEx is the program that we use for meeting virtually over the computer. There's some myths about statistics that you should read through. And then this is all of the assignments that you have for this module. Again, it was the course overview quiz and the introduction forum. When you go down to the bottom of the module page, you can click on Next over here, and that will take you to the next assignment, which is the course overview quiz. When you're done with that, you can click on Next, and that will take you to the next assignment, which is the introduction discussion. So that is one way to navigate through the assignments. I do want to point out whenever we have a discussion that there is a rubric for the discussion, and you can find that up on the gear. Click on the gear and click on Show Rubric, and that will give you the grading rubric that will be used to grade your discussion. So it's always a good idea to click on the gear to see the rubric for any discussion that we have in class. I do want to give you code word number 2, and that is dog, D-O-G. Code word number 2 is dog. Now I do want to point out that you can click on the next button to get to each continuing assignment, or you can just click on the modules button and just click directly on the assignment that you're wanting to get to. The first chapter in the book starts out at module 1. So when we click on that module page and you scroll down through this, I do want to point out that each chapter has 1 and most likely 2 lecture presentations. It also has a notes outline that you can fill in as you view the lecture presentation and read the textbook. I point out which pages specifically to read in the textbook for that module. You should not skip the lecture presentations. Here's what the lecture presentations look like. But you can scroll through the slides. Down here at the bottom, you have a play button. You have a play button. You have a go forward to the next slide or go back to a previous slide. You also have up here at the top, which should automatically show up, is a Notes tab, and this is a script of what I've said in each of the slides. So again, you should not skip the lecture presentations. That is how you learn the material, and also how in here I do homework examples. You will come across some links to YouTube videos that I have made that show you how to use StatCrunch, show you how to complete homework problems. There's also some other links in here from the textbook publisher that goes over some statistical concepts also. So you should never skip the lecture presentations, and you should always click on all of the links that are included in the lecture presentations. So back here in Module 1, before you start the lecture presentation, make sure you print out the notes outline. Each of the chapters has a notes outline. Here are the pages you're instructed to read in the textbook. You can buy a paper version of the textbook from any of the bookstores, or you can just use the e-book that comes with your course fee. Then again, here is our list of assignments that are due with this module. So as I said before, you can click on the next button to go to the next assignment, which would be the Chapter 1 lecture quiz, which is right here. Or if you weren't on the module page, Module 1 page, you can just click on Modules, scroll down to Module 1, and click on the Lecture 1 quiz from there. Either way will get you to the Lecture 1 quiz. The next assignment after that was the MSL homework. Again, don't forget that MSL stands for MyStatLab Homework. Here you can open up the MyStatLab Homework in a new window. If I click on that, it looks like this. For some people, that doesn't work. And that's where I've said to use that homework quizzes and test link that was up at the top in the MyStatLab module. That link appears to work for everyone. The MyStatLab module, homework quizzes and tests link. That link works for everyone. Sometimes the link in the actual assignment doesn't work, but both of them get you to the same place. Both of them get you here. And once we have the assignments populated in the class, when I click on Show All, they will all show up here with a link where you can click on them to start them. One other thing I do want to point out is that here is the MyStatLab results link. Here you can, when you click on this, you should click on entire course to date. It has it broken down into past 2 weeks, past month, or entire course to date. If you want to see all of your assignments that you've done, any of the MSL, MyStatLab assignments that you've done, you should click on entire course to date. They will all be listed here, and there'll be a little blue review word that you can click on, and you can review any of the quizzes after the due date has passed. Again, those are for the MyStatLab MSL chapter homework quizzes. So that was right here in the MSL results tab. The final thing I do want to point out here at the bottom of the left-hand menu is WebEx conferences. That is where you can click to join a WebEx conference. You can email me. We can set up a mutually agreeable time, and we can both join the WebEx conference at the same time. So you would click on WebEx conferences here to start that WebEx conference. It's very easy to use. When we have longer semesters, I require everyone to have at least one WebEx conference with me, and no one has ever had trouble using it. So it's very easy to use, but the summer time is short, so we don't always do that assignment in the summer like we do in the fall and spring semester. I do want to point out on the very far left-hand navigation menu for Canvas, underneath courses, you will see a link to calendar, and that just brings up a calendar, and you can, over here on the right-hand side, it will show you a list of all of your courses, and you can click next to them and set a color for that course and turn that course on the calendar, so that on this calendar it shows all of the due dates for all of the assignments. In green is all of the assignments for the statistics course. So that is one feature in Canvas that's kind of nice. Over here you do have that calendar feature. So this is the end of part 1 of course navigation. I do have a second shorter part of navigating our homework and quiz system.